Welcome back to Coast Vue. You know, I really enjoy Coast Vue for a lot of reasons. I brag about those reasons every single day. But having the opportunity to meet people like Austin Golding, bright young, 30-something-year-old guy who's president and CEO of his family company, and he's running it. And it is a important company to the oil and gas industry. And as we mentioned, he's actually doing some other things besides petrochemical transport. But stationed right there in Vicksburg. And you probably have heard him. I mean, he's been on national media. He's just he's got such a clear view toward the situation, particularly as it relates to America's energy policy. And I've enjoyed getting to know Austin, and I'm proud to have him on this show from time to time so we can talk about this, because with Chevron right there in our backyard, you know, one of the most important refineries, if not the most important refinery in the United States. You know, it's important for us all to understand how it fits into the more of the global situation. So I appreciate having Austin in the conversation. Hey, listen, I've been thrilled to be associated for almost, man, this is amazing that it's going on 3 years now, doing Coast Vue here, 700-800 conversations. It's been awesome. But as sort of part of the opportunity I got for being with this company, is I've had the opportunity to work closely with the president of SuperTalk MS Media, Kim Dillon, and then the owner of the company, Steve Davenport, and talked to them about strategy and what they're doing. I learned a lot about digital in the latter part of my career, involved in some very significant digital efforts. And, you know, watching sort of from the sidelines, watching this company evolve and not just be a radio company, but to be a multimedia company, it's been something to behold. It's been great watching it, because they're very serious about being the best radio company they can be, but they want to be a fully functioning media company, which is why Coast Vue, for example, is on YouTube and Facebook, and your favorite podcast. And there's a tremendous effort in this company to meet the needs of advertisers in the digital domain, and it's been great to watch it. And with all that in mind, I wanted to invite back, it's been a while since we visited here on Coast Vue, my friend James Wynne, who is the Vice President of Digital for SuperTalk MS Media, and just get an update from him. But anyway, how you doing, my friend?
Absolutely fantastic, Ricky. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I'm really good. Hey, what I love about your story is that you spent a tremendous career in radio with a lot of success in radio. And then during your career, like a lot of people with traditional media that work for companies that want to be multimedia companies, you started to branch out into digital and really learn it from the ground up, and had a lot of success. And in fact, that success is what brought you to SuperTalk Mississippi Media as the Vice President of Digital for the state of Mississippi for SuperTalk Mississippi Media. It's been a good, smooth transition for you, hasn't it?
A very smooth transition. My career, 28 years in radio, and on the latter part, the last 8 years being the transition into digital. It's been very smooth. They connect so well. What built the dot-coms of the 90s was radio. So they connect. It's part and parcel with each other, and how our local customers just are thirsty for the knowledge, and my amazing team across the state are able to deliver that home Mississippi product that has full understanding of what companies like my aunt on Madison Avenue for SFM Media, what they understand. And now we're able to deliver that, a hometown product for folks.
What I love about the strategy for SuperTalk Mississippi Media is that they have an incredible commitment to local. I mean, think about it. That's here on SuperTalk Gulf Coast. Coast Vue was born with this commitment. You know, them coming to me and waiting on me to make a decision for nearly 5 months, because Steve Davenport and Kim Dillon had a vision that they had to connect. And they didn't want to go at it in some half-assed way. They wanted to be serious about it, and so they gave me this opportunity. I'm glad that I'm doing it. But you see this playing out across the state. Their commitment to programs that are unique to Mississippi, that talk about the Mississippi situation. If a political leader anywhere in the state wants to wants to sort of get their message across, the first place they go is SuperTalk Mississippi Media. And then you think about the news effort that they have, not just the 26 radio stations that are part of this company, but it goes beyond that to another 25 radio stations. 51 radio stations get news that is produced by SuperTalk Mississippi Media. It's incredible, really, what they've been able to do. And then you add to that the digital expertise that you brought to the table. This company's been involved in digital for a while, but what you brought to the table and the capacity that you helped this company build is meeting the needs of customers every single day. And, in a confusing world of digital, I don't think there's an advertiser that won't tell you that there's always these changes that are happening, and everybody's got a great story to tell. But your calm demeanor, your experience, your partners that you brought into the fold, you're able to meet customers' needs and help them manage what for them is a pretty complicated situation in a way that gets them results. Because at the end of the day, having conversions and having success with digital advertising is the key to success. Talk about what you do on a daily basis to do that.
Across the state. So I'm in Greenwood, Mississippi. Talk about the networks that SuperTalk Mississippi have. One of them is the Ag Network, and I'm driving up into the Delta for my first time. I know you go hunting at your place, but for me, this experience of being able to talk to companies, catfish companies, and understanding how to market their products inside Costco's and across, if specifically to them was Atlanta locations, and how they're a Mississippi company, we're a Mississippi company, and having some knowledge of their products. Isola, Mississippi, folks are not familiar with, but we are, and we're in every backyard in Mississippi. We touch a radio network touches every county in Mississippi. So our teams are strategically placed, and for the understanding of a local company that wants to go nationally, we have deep understandings of their needs and how to bridge that into the marketing space so they understand it. It's about making it simple and not difficult, because it is marketing. Yes, there's fantastic technology, being able to measure a person's ad space coming to their phone, say, and walking into the Costco's in Atlanta, and maybe they're shopping there and capturing that data and showing measurements for our customer. And what's important is making it understandable. And a lot of folks have made it very difficult when it isn't that. To me, it's really not difficult. It's very just making a connection and a conversion. How do you touch that customer and impress your message so they can do business with a business like yours? And whether you market in St. Louis or Miami and you want to be a national brand, we have the capacity to do that for every local marketer in Mississippi. And I really do think it's so important to them that they have their hometown understanding, whether it be here on the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast to in that gorgeous Delta. And that really was, when I started seeing those combine harvesters and that land, and I was calling folks saying, you just don't know how beautiful this state is. There's so many different places. I experienced the eastern and the middle part. Now I've got to see over onto the west side of the state. And I've told you this 100 times, this is why I chose Mississippi as my home, because of the love of the people and its community and its local awareness and how good it is and how good people are. That's why I love being on your show, because that's what you're truly expressing here on the coast, Ricky, and across the state, honestly.
Well, you're right. I mean, the thing that makes this place so special are its people. But at the end of the day, here's the thing about SuperTalk Mississippi Media that I've enjoyed watching as this observer. I do this show. I don't sell advertising. I'm not engaged in the advertising at all. I just came from that world, so I'm able to make observations about what you're doing and why it's so effective and why you're so good at what you do. You're building relationships. See, the thing is, digital advertising, for advertisers who are listening to this now, you know this. You can't build internal capacity around this. And too often the people who are working with you, some from newspapers and some from other radio stations, some from TV, maybe ad agencies, there's a wide variety of people that try to do this. They tend to talk over your head, and they don't break it down for you in a way that can help you understand it. This is a uniquely Mississippi-owned company with incredible assets that they built here that can help businesses be successful. And when we get on the other side for the last segment, we'll talk about some of the platforms that make this a successful venture for SuperTalk Mississippi Media. We'll see you after this. Welcome back to Coast Vue. We're having a conversation with James Wynne. He's the Vice President of Digital for SuperTalk Mississippi Media. When we went to break, we were talking about how important these relationships are. And it's really about, at the end of the day, James, about building confidence between you and the advertiser, because at the end of the day, the advertiser cannot develop all these skill sets internally. They need to have a partner that they can trust, that can find affordable, effective approaches to digital that can help them be successful, whether it's in the local market or beyond, even national for that matter. The company can bring all of that to them. But that's the key to success, isn't it?
Very much so. Having an understanding, knowing that you have a trusted partner, very key for local advertisers, having an understanding of their areas, their business, what their growth options are, what are they looking to be in 2023 and beyond. It's truly just having a deep understanding. And that's what our team strives to do. Is it's not about the goal of the company, but truly making every one of our customers successful. That's ultimately, you're going to be successful, but it's deeper understanding of that need. And it's so unique for each and every customer. They could be in the same business and have such a unique need as opposed to their competitor. So it's truly a deeper understanding. We do this with our teams across the state, give digital checkups, give marketing insight, and go backdoor beyond their business to take a look at their digital imprint across the state, to understand who they are first, so we can have deep conversations of what the possibilities are for them.
And for the average person who's listening to this and really is not sure what is encompassing around this, just briefly, it could be, you think about search and you think about, there's two, you could do things on search very specifically related to your content and maybe have some organic success, which means you don't have to spend money. And other cases, you have to spend money so that you can make sure your company is getting as high up in the search criteria or certainly search results as possible. It could be social media marketing. It could be very sophisticated targeting, whereas, you go do a search and then suddenly on your phone, what you were searching, there's being an ad directed back at you, and you're not even on the website you were on anymore. It's on another website. And it goes on and on. There's so many different, content marketing is a really big thing. Email marketing, assessing the relationship between your website and your digital strategy. Are they connecting properly? Are they maximizing the possibilities as all these things kind of play out? What would you add to that, James?
Well, foundational pieces for most companies. Do they have websites? Does that website connect to its search engine's keywords? Do they have good, strong meta descriptions? And a lot of that is having an understanding the back end of your website, so you are to be on the first page of your search engines. Folks aren't going to page 2. 96% of folks only look at page 1. So if you're not relevant in what your descriptions are, your title tags of who you are as a company on your website, then you're getting pushed down the table. So what's the likelihood of a company gaining some market share when you're not even in the game? So foundational pieces, the search engine optimization, your websites, your Google My Businesses, and the things that are going to showcase your business as opposed to a competitor. It's very important to know those tactics foundationally. So that's the foundation. Now you want folks to, if you picture a house, there's your foundation. And all right, so what's going to open your door? Is it the social media platforms? What targeted to an audience of a Facebook, to a Instagram? Ages are different, to Snapchats, the new TikTok world where everybody's doing music videos. I'm expecting yours pretty soon there, Ricky.
Yeah.
In the TikTok world. And what's TikTok? What are you looking for in marketing? I had a deep conversation with a community college this week, and so the idea was, well, how do I get my TikTok audiences and influencers, and how we can bridge the marketing gap for how does influencers work? So there's getting you in the door. There's push texting. There's listing optimization. So we all remember the old phone books, right? Haven't seen one of those in a while. So where's the phone book today? Your phone book's on search. So there you are in your Google My Business panels. And so you've got to have that information correct. And it's amazing how many search engines there are, how many phone books in that sense, and how wrong your information is. So tell me this, you're out of town or you're in town and you go to a location and it's not there. You've lost a piece of business, and it's truly making sure you maximize your potential for market share.
And as we come to the end of our time together, James, and we'll pick it up in a few weeks and continue this. What's interesting about what you're doing is you're working with companies that are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, or have worked with companies that are spending hundreds of that on a national scale, and local companies that are just have sort of a geographic area near their business, but at all points in between. You've built the capacity to be able to deliver metrics, scoreboards, helping people see what those metrics tell you about whether they're being successful or not. And that's sort of the key to success. Anyway, listen, it's impressive to watch you in action. You and your team have done a great job. I hope you continue to have success, my friend.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you and your team.
Yeah, you bet. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.